Did you enjoy that?
Yeah.
Makes us.
I bloody love sleep hygiene.
I know.
I'm so passionate.
So good.
Well, I think these conversations, you just need to start the conversation and then have a little structure around what it is we're doing and why we're here. But then just let the conversation flow. Let the story flow, as Bettina would say.
Yeah.
Right?
That's beautiful.
Out of our mouth it comes. That's a great session.
Great session. I'm so excited. I'm so energized. Like I want to go do something now. I'm not going to be able to go to sleep for another couple of hours.
I use a diffuser with essential oils too. Oh,
beautiful.
I love it so much because I've only introduced that into my life in the last year.
Yeah, it's beautiful, isn't
just
it?
wonderful. And
awesome.
I loved your idea of the of actually writing it down. Like I do journal, but then I get overstimulated if I journal as well.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
Turn it into one of the things I used to have to do when I was traveling to schools without a GPS is I'd sit with the street directory the night before, and I might be in the morning in a school on one side of town and in the afternoon on the other, and I'd actually have to work out exactly like you were saying.
Yeah.
3 left, 1 right, pet shop on the corner, turn there.
Love it.
I'd have all my mind on trying to find the place, whereas that way it was just exactly as you were saying.
Instructions. Yeah.
It was there.
It's incredible how your brain, like if you give it you literally just said, first goal is, next left, and then pet shop. Yeah. And it's like you could drive there effortlessly, because your brain's been given the instructions. When we understand how to use it, it's such a beautiful, incredible machine that we have in between our ears. But so often we use it for the wrong stuff.
Yeah.
We fill it full of crap. Yeah. Or we expect it to maintain like a list in our mind, which is actually a collection of unmade, or it's a collection of promises that are not closed. So how when you go to sleep and you lay down, and for a lot of people it's the only time of the day where they've actually stood still, and your brain goes, here's everything I've been wanting to tell you all day, and you're like, oh. It's because you spent the whole day making promises to people, which opens a loop. And you'll understand this as a storyteller. Open loop, open loop. So there's all these open loops, which your brain is designed to close. So when you go to lie down, you're like, I've got all these open loops. I've got all these unmet promises, these unfinished business, and my brain wants to close them off. And the only way to close them off, part of it, like the journaling and the brain dumping, is saying to your brain, it's somewhere else now. I've written it down. You don't have to worry about it anymore. You don't have to think about it anymore because I've put it somewhere safe, and we can pick it up in the morning and it goes, oh, thank God, and you can go to sleep. The next level stuff with the planning out is actually taking all of the, you promise that you bake a cake and take it to this thing, or you go to the tribal lunch or whatever, it's making sure that when you leave the house, you've got everything with you. Like, how many times do you get somewhere and you're like, oh, crap,
I went to work the other day and forgot I went to work from home because I worked, whatever, I had to work last time. I got to D-Bay Road, because I was at Caboolture, got to D-Bay Road halfway down where the Plant Shack is, and forgot my laptop. That's really helpful. So, and it had my work phone in it, so off I come back, pick it up. I'm just like, you bonehead.
Well, but that's not important, right? You didn't give it the instruction. It's when was the last time you actually had to physically go to the office with all that stuff? Like, not every day, right?
Yeah.
So, it's that sort of stuff that, and
because you focus on something else.
Yeah.
Not thinking. I was focused on I made lemon butter and passion fruit butter for people at work. So I was focused on bringing that, and then I forgot the other stuff.
The essential stuff.
About telling my brain, you need to get all of the things.
That's it.
The food.
What's really fascinating as well is if we clutter our minds with, to-do lists and things like that, what it does is it actually floods the part of our brain that's creative, that's designed to, do the problem solving stuff that we were talking about. It overloads that with essentially stuff that's so unimportant you know, that we don't have the capacity to think big, to visualize, to problem solve, to connect, to be present with others, to, you know, give to others. Because we're just like, we're literally diminishing our brain, our beautiful creative, you know, capacity into it. We're diminishing it into a to-do list, you know. And if you get rid of that sort of stuff, you free up those parts of your brain, and you can re-engage with play and creativity and imagination and critical thinking and problem solving and all that beautiful stuff that we're actually designed to do on this planet that matters the most, you know.
Exactly.
I mean, lemon butter and passion fruit butter are important though, so I can see why you focused on those. priorities.
Yeah, priorities.
So much more important than a laptop. I love it. Ah, beautiful. Okay, you gorgeous creatures.
Okay.
All right.
I'm going to wrap this tonight, and thank you all so much for your awesomeness and your sharing. It's beautiful.
Thank you.
Awesome, guys. Have a lovely week.
You've got your cat that got the cream, Chris. You're loving it.
I'm just smiling to myself because I know the value of when you do things together, you know, and you get a chance just to let it flow.
Yeah.
This is how those deep relationships start. And Bettina's had a lovely day doing the tribal lunch at Kairos today as well with some of the other members. And, you know, Kat was able to come today to be a part of that too. So she doesn't always get a chance to get involved with some of the hands-on things. And they did what I asked them to do, send me photos, and tick, yes, I got photos. So that's all great. But, you know, this is just as important what we do for each other as what we're trying to do for other people out there around the mental health stuff. And when you have a look at the collective experiences within our Simney Club and the different age groups and the different careers and dynamics of what everyone does, I mean, this is what makes it so special. This is why we have, you know, a really significantly beautiful, wonderful club. And the more that we have a chance to engage with each other and do these kind of things, it's quite intimate. I love Zoom because, you know, you can sit there and we're all looking at each other. We can all listen to what each other's sort of sharing. We can laugh, and if we have bloopers along the way, then we can have our own little, you know, few seconds us and our bloops, you know, because it's just natural. That's how it needs to be. And I love the fact that all of us are quite prepared to be vulnerable in putting ourselves out there to be a part of this and to reach out to other people and say, you know, we do it because we care. And that's what it's all about, you know. And if there's something that somebody, as Bettina said, gets some small message of encouragement or hope from the different things that we talk about, then that's an amazing thing to do. And I loved the way you two, you know, responded to Bettina's stories as well. I mean, I've been fortunate to be around sitting on her veranda for a few sessions now with, you know, lots more next times coming up. But it's really just so real, as well as when you're looking at, you know, different story tales and everything else, we can create different endings. And I love that too. It's not just the way that someone scripts it. And that speaks to my Hobbit heart and why I'm always off on an adventure.
Well, you ladies have definitely filled my cup tonight.
But you haven't actually tell. That's one thing. You need to actually hear a story. I've talked about telling.
Yes.
But when you actually are the listener, then you actually see it without me having to explain it. You just
it's beautiful.
I can't wait.
Let's do that. Let's do that next.
Okay.
I mean, invite me on Tuesday again.
Done.
Have a good night, ladies.
You
All
too.
right. Sleep well.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.